greatly inspired by your video, and I'm gonna show off my Oerlikon cannon. Okay. This came from a museum in California. I bought it on Gunbroker. I got fist control mechanisms for it, just degrees and angles, as well as air supply unit. I noticed on yours, you're missing a Mark 14 gun sight. I got a bunch of those right dead center there. Who's this guy? Who's the operator? So I got these kind of sights. I got boxes full of those, as well as shoulder mounts. I got this iPad plugged into a extension cord because the battery's long gone on it. But yeah, so let's get a better view on that. I'll move over here. It does swing around and everything works. For show only, of course. Hello. This is a 1943 gun sighting system for the 40mm bullfers, as well as other guns. And I have more mounts over here. Your bracket I saw on yours was these things down here. And that's where the Mark 14 gun sight goes on there. I too would like to be a curator of a ship. I live on a ship. I worked on 4 warships in Canada, taking the armaments apart and all the electronics. But you have some of it here too. These mounts here are bronze. Gotta get them all together again. And this stuff here too. So yeah, I can appreciate that. These are World War II receivers. I can unplug this and film other part. Leave it like so. More indicators and stuff like that for it. Okay, so let's see. You see how it moves, okay? Goes up and down too. It's hard to do with one hand, but it does go up and down. Just like how you describe in your video on your ship. This is kind of dedicated to you. I'd love to live on a warship as well as curator and caretaker and restorer. My girlfriend, granddad, Antoine Gazda, actually made these. Found that on eBay, a picture of his workplace. And also the Historical Society, in contact with them. There's more Navy stuff, everything's Navy in here. Machine gun mount. Where did I buy that? Sarco company? Yeah. So what the sighter would do is work that handle, bronze handle, with the firing mechanism on the side there. You can see that, like a pistol grip. Use the binoculars and track the aircraft, as well as fire the cannons too. I think this is the only one on Earth, as the person said. I can't ever find anything about these on the internet or anywhere else. Even got a radar scope. That's off of HMCS Yukon. Actually in great working condition as well. Oh, this is deactivated, by the way. ATF standards. Can't afford to fire anyway. How to move it, too. You need a crane. Pretty heavy stuff. It's a side mount firing mechanism for a 3-inch 50, which can adapt to this as well, and air supply unit for the Mark 14 gun sight indicators, that kind of stuff. Radar over there, aircraft radar over there. I'll take a chance and unplug this to show you the armory, as I call it. Hope it doesn't go off and lose everything. I got about 11 cannons, Oerlikons. Got them standing up and down. There's one here. Pretty long. Others over there, and more in here, of course. One way back there. See that flickering? That could be the power ready to go off. Barrels and parts and pieces and shoulder mounts, sights. About, I think, 25 sights. About 6 Mark 14 sights, and the calibrator called the Bishop's hat for it. They call it the Bishop's hat. So, fun stuff. Let me put this down, plug it back in. Alright, so we don't lose the video yet. I could have done better, but oh well. I'll plug back in. Cannon carriages. That was an amazing score, that thing. Only a few people would buy this kind of stuff. Most I get for hardly anything on eBay because I'm not interested in it anymore. So. Yeah, everything goes from the Navy stuff. Compass up there and other things here. Walk around with a cord dangling out. More Navy stuff here. More, of course, over here. Back end of, I call it the armory. 3-inch 50 barrel. I got the breech block for it. Not the breech ring, but the breech block and handles and everything else. So. That's a cannon I made myself. Dead center there. It's hard to see everything in here, but I could drag the cord in and get a better view. I suppose so. I'll try. This is kind of a weird score. Gunbroker. Inserts into one of their large cannons for practice rounds. got a swastika on it somewhere. Mint condition. There's a case for it too. A group of soldiers, special forces, brought it to the United States, and it finally wound up on eBay, and not eBay, but Gunbroker. I bought it. And most of the stuff through Canada Superstore. Everything's legal. Piles of Oerlikon cannon barrels never used. Let's see. It's the back end of that one that's on a mount, actually. I just need to put it together and have it spinning around kind of thing. Got 1, 2 in the back. A bunch of other ones. About 11. Oerlikon cannons. 12, I think. Black powder cannons. Yeah, oh well. I've been trying to be a curator. I'm going to drag this out here. I measure many different things, really. Down here. That's all Navy stuff. Tons of it. How far will my cord go? Okay. A whole area full of stuff. Okay, showing off my ship, kind of, you know. The machining area. Some of the machine tools. Big, massive lathe. Lathes on milling machines, everything you think of. That's a cool score of this piece. Everything is secured by cameras, locks, alarms. I built this thing here. Ship's wheel. Oh well, I'm crazy, I guess. I don't mind. Wow, you're galloping around. Here's the foreman. Mr. EVO, his name is. He's the foreman. Ha! Vintage stuff here, lots of it. Everything's vintage. Wall guns, they call them. Big, long, monster things. You can hardly carry them. Okay, EVO. We're doing a video on ship stuff. The lathe I built, and we've got other weird stuff here. Indicators. Takes a lot of work finding this stuff these days, too. How many of these I got? 1, 2, 3. Might buy another one. Good little steam flyball governor. This cannon I made myself. All this stuff meets all legal. Anyway, so. In Canada, I had a ship's apartment that was totally ship stuff with machine guns all over the place and electronics. It's all over the internet too, called the ship's apartment. That's okay. So I got other areas I gotta restore today. Working on vintage Navy receivers out that way. Unfortunately, my cord doesn't reach that far, but it's the only way I can do so. Film anyway. Workbench. More barrels. Okay, looking here. All these mounts. Gotta get them together and put the other Oerlikons on them, but I'll get around to it sometime. Gee, I need to weld the legs back onto one of those mounts. Keeps me busy and out of trouble, I guess. I wish I knew what museum this came out of. It was sold through the gun broker in the Camden Superstore, so I won an award for best customer on gun broker a couple of years ago. It's kind of interesting unto itself. Okay, so I guess I'll go, but I just wanted to make that for you. Got the same kind of the same interest as I do. I would love to live on a ship, be a curator, and take care of everything and restore it. And, oh well. I can move this guy this way, you see. And it goes up and down. Trying to do it with one hand is kind of hard, but it does go up and down, of course. There we go. Pretty easy, though. It's well balanced on this kind of mount. For your cannons, I suggest Vaseline them. And let the heat of the sun soak it through into it. Preserve it until you want to get it restored. You're right. You get them rusty, they will blow up on you. You don't want that. Anyway, gotta go. Hope you enjoy the video. I'll do a close-up of this fellow. He's funny. I cannot find any information on this target designation, trans, and receiver mark. When I got this thing, it was on original pallet too, so it wasn't in service. 45, 43. And there's something up here. Benchmark data. Yeah, it's got a benchmark on it. Elevation. So the handle here where the gunner would lift this up and track through the binoculars and lines up with dials on top here. I stripped it all down some time ago, cleaned everything, oiled everything, greased everything. Switches were frozen. They all work. The data marking system here down below. That's the second piece to it. Boy. These are lights. Like unscrewing a switch down here. This is quite an amazing piece here. This moves the whole thing around. So you're tracking aircraft as well as using this. Zooming in and then you fire. These are for fuses area. Switch off. And yeah, so I had this thing all apart. It was a lot of fun restoring it. I mean, nothing broken or anything. It's just sitting forever somewhere. I was a host of a radio show back in Maine. WBCQ, I think his handle is on eBay. But it's got locking mechanisms on the side here. Really cool piece. Couldn't live without it. Things are getting rarer to score. It's easy to move this guy, see? With one hand, very well balanced. I got pictures of it in the museum. They work through Gunbroker, the super. I got some from from New Zealand too. I had a lot of paperwork involved with that, but they came okay. Whole cradle, I got paperwork on it. Pictures. Okay, so that's cool. Take care. Thank you.